Hey everyone, and welcome. Ever think about how some of the smallest words we use in English actually do the heaviest lifting? Well, today, we're pulling back the curtain on the secret superheroes of grammar, pronouns. All right, to get us started, let's picture this little story. Priya likes Rohan. Priya wants to surprise Rohan for Rohan's birthday. Priya thinks Rohan would love a party. Priya, Rohan, Priya, Rohan. It's a lot, right? The sentences feel kind of clumsy, just repeating the same names over and over. Surely there's a better way to say this. Any ideas on how we could fix it? And there it is. Look at that. By swapping the names for she, him, and his, the whole thing just flows so much better. It's smoother, it's clearer, and it's all thanks to these powerful little words we're talking about today. So let's get right into it. Section 1. Why do we even need pronouns? Well, the biggest reason is pretty straightforward. To save ourselves from that boring, endless repetition we just saw. So what is a pronoun, really? At its heart, it's just a word that stands in for a noun. You know, a person, a place, or a thing. Think of it like a handy substitute, a shortcut that makes our sentences sound way more natural. Okay, here's a key idea you need to know. The antecedent. Now, it sounds a bit complicated, but I promise it's not. It's just the official grammar nerd name for the noun that a pronoun is replacing. So in this sentence, the pronoun is it, and what's it replacing? The dog. So the dog is the antecedent. Simple as that. Next up, let's meet the whole pronoun family. You know, just like a real family, every member has a slightly different job to do. And we're going to see them all in action as Priya keeps planning Rohan's big party. Let's see how they work in her party plan. First, you've got personal pronouns like I and she that point to specific people. Then, interrogative pronouns like who help us ask questions. Next are reflexive pronouns like herself, which kind of bounce the action back to the person doing it. And finally, indefinite pronouns, like everyone, refer to people in a more general way. See? They all have a role to play. Let's just zoom in for a second. On the left here, you've got your everyday subject pronouns. These are the words like I, you, he, and she that are doing the action in a sentence. And on the right, you see those interrogative ones again, the words we absolutely need to ask questions like who, whom, and what. Pretty useful family members to have around, right? And let's take a closer look at those reflexive pronouns. When we say Priya baked the cake herself, it really adds emphasis. It tells us that she did it and nobody else. The action reflects right back onto her. And honestly, well done, Priya. That cake looks delicious. All right, now, even superheroes can run into trouble. And pronouns can definitely be tricky sometimes. So let's look at 3 super common traps people fall into and, more importantly, how you can avoid them. Okay, here's trap number 1, mistaken identity. If you say, when Priya met Sneha, she was so excited. Wait a minute. Who is she? Is it Priya or Sneha? It's totally unclear. This is what we call an ambiguous antecedent. And the easiest way to fix it is to just use the person's name so everyone's on the same page. Oh, this is a big one. I hear this mistake all the time. Words like each and everyone feel like they're talking about a group, right? They feel plural. But, and this is the tricky part, grammatically they're actually singular. That's why technically we should say his or her instead of their. So here's the rule to remember. Words like everyone and each are singular little agents acting on their own, always singular. That means any pronoun that refers back to them also has to be singular, like his or her. It's a quick fix that makes your grammar sound so much sharper. Aha, the classic me versus I debate. Here's the easiest trick in the book to solve this. Just take the other person out of the sentence for a second. Would you ever say, "Me will decorate the room"? No way, right? You'd say, "I will decorate the room." So the correct sentence is, Samir and I will decorate the room, because I is the subject, the one doing the decorating. This table is basically your cheat sheet. It breaks it all down. See, we use subject pronouns like I and she when they are doing the action. We use object pronouns like me and them when they are on the receiving end of the action. And possessive pronouns like my and her, well, they show that something belongs to someone. Definitely a great little guide to keep handy. And just like that, you've met the whole pronoun family, and you learned how to sidestep their most common tricky spots. With these tools in your back pocket, you were totally on your way to becoming a pronoun pro. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. Using pronouns correctly makes your writing and your speaking clear, efficient, and just better. You know? It's like planning a great surprise party. Getting those little details right makes the whole experience so much more fun. So let's wrap up with your final superhero checklist. Number 1, use them to stop repeating yourself. 2, make sure it's crystal clear who or what you're talking about. That's your antecedent. 3, match the number, singular with singular, plural with plural. And 4, use the correct case. Know when to use I and when to use me. If you can nail these 4 things, you've mastered pronouns. And that brings us to the end. But I'll leave you with a little challenge. The next time you're reading your favorite book or even just listening to a song on your phone, try to spot all the pronouns. I bet you'll be amazed at how often these little superheroes are secretly saving the day. Happy hunting!